Mediterranean diet and reducing coronary heart disease risk. Today I'm going to be talking about how following a Mediterranean style diet can help lower your risk of CHD. I decided to do this topic because I've become really interested in how nutrition affects long-term health, especially heart health. I want to better understand how diet changes would help with recovery and prevent further heart problems. The Mediterranean diet is promoted on social media mostly for weight loss, but after researching it, I realized that it's actually one of the most well-supported diets for overall health. It has been linked to benefits like improving blood sugar, lowering blood pressure, and even slowing brain aging. It also reduces the risk of type 2 diabetes, certain cancers, and especially coronary heart disease. So what exactly is coronary heart disease? CHD is a condition where the blood vessels that supply the heart become narrowed due to the buildup of cholesterol and plaque. This limits the blood flow and oxygen to the heart. It's actually the most common type of cardiovascular disease, affecting about 1 in 20 adults in the United States, and it is the leading cause of death for both men and women. Symptoms can include chest pain, heart attacks, and even heart failure if the heart becomes too weak to pump properly. Because of how serious this disease is, prevention is extremely important, and diet plays a major role. One of the key recommendations for preventing CHD is to reduce the intake of saturated and trans fats, which contribute to plaque buildup in the arteries. Instead, people are encouraged to consume healthier fats like polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats. This is where the Mediterranean diet comes in. This is a traditional dietary pattern from places like Greece, Italy, and Spain. The Mediterranean diet focuses on plant-based foods and healthy fats. It includes foods like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, olive oil, nuts, fish, chicken, yogurt, and cheese. It limits red meat, processed foods, sweets, and unhealthy fats. Researchers have consistently found that people who follow this diet have a lower risk of coronary heart disease. This is largely because of the diet reduces unhealthy fats while increasing the healthy ones. This helps lower blood pressure and improve cholesterol levels. It is also a diet that is high in fiber, which helps reduce inflammation and regulate blood pressure. To support this, I looked into 3 research studies. The first study was an animal experiment that tested how diet affects heart disease in mice with a genetic risk. The researchers found that mice fed different diets showed significant differences in heart function. This study suggests that diet can directly influence heart disease, even when genetics are involved. The second study followed about 80,000 women for over 14 years. They measured their diets and tracked their cases of any heart attacks or any other type of heart issues. The researchers found that trans fats significantly increased the risk of heart disease, while polyunsaturated fats lowered the risk. This directly supports that the Mediterranean diet is an important diet because it is low in trans fats and rich in healthy ones. The third study that I looked into was about the Nurses' Health Study, and it was a population-based cohort study that measured telomere length. So the researchers measured their telomere length, which is a marker of aging at the cellular level. They found that women who followed the diet more closely had longer telomeres. This suggests that the better cellular health and it slowed the aging. This reinforces the idea that the Mediterranean diet supports overall health, including heart health. How can we actually start following this diet in real life? The good news is that you don't have to completely change everything overnight, but small, simple changes can make a big difference. For example, you could instead of cooking with butter, you could switch to olive oil. You could try to include vegetables in every meal, even if it's just adding a side salad. Choosing whole grains like brown rice or whole wheat bread instead of refined grains is another easy step. You could also try to eat fish a couple of times a week instead of red meat. You want to be including fish high in omega-3 fatty acids like salmon, tuna, or shrimp. You could also try to replace processed snacks with nuts or fruits. Even replacing your sugary desserts with something like yogurt and fruit would make a big difference. Overall, it's more about building balanced, consistent habits rather than following strict rules. In conclusion, the Mediterranean diet is not just a trend, it is a scientifically supported way to reduce the risk of coronary heart disease by focusing on whole foods, healthy fats, and balanced nutrition. This diet helps improve heart function, reduce inflammation, and support long-term health, and it can be a powerful step toward preventing heart disease and living a healthier life.